friends, welcome back to This Homeschooling Naturopath. If you're new here, my name's Hannah and I'm a homeschool mom of 3 girls who are 11, 9, and 7, and I'm also a fully qualified naturopath living in New Zealand. On this channel, I like to share content related to homeschooling, homemaking, motherhood, as well as some naturopathic info throughout some of my content here. Today's video, I've got another quick grocery haul for you guys, so if you're interested to see what I bought this week for my family of 5, keep watching. Here it is, another week, another grocery haul for you guys. Now my total this week came to 489 New Zealand dollars. Is my phone gonna focus quickly today? Sometimes it does. Okay, 489 New Zealand dollars, which Google tells me is about 283 USD if you're watching this from the US. But I do know there's a lot of Kiwis and Australians on here who watch as well. So that is more than my usual again, purely because I got a whole lot of meat from the butcher. I'm finding that typically I'm spending like anywhere between $450-ish to like $475. I really try and keep it under 500. If I go over 500, then I have to start taking stuff out of my cart because that's way too much money for 1 week, even though I'm almost there. All right, let's start on this side. I got another pack of toilet paper, which, you know, essential item. What should we do? Should we, oh, I never know. Should I go dairy and then vegetables and then, yeah, let's do that today. Let's try this. Okay, so I got 4 2-liter things of milk this week. My husband is home from Australia, so we're going through milk quite quickly again. Another 2-liter of cream because I need a lot of cream for some recipes this week. I'm still meal prepping. If you caught my last grocery haul, and if you've been around on my channel here, you know we're expecting a baby in like about 4 to 5 weeks now. And so I'm doing a lot of meal prep for the freezer so that we have a lot of freezer meals in there. Anyways, I got some champagne ham, and this week we're gonna try some pastrami for a lunch. Wednesday's lunch, I'm doing pinwheels, which is just like tortillas with some different meats and cheese and almost like a Subway wrap type of thing. So I've been trying a few different meats with that. Last week we had roast beef and we actually really all enjoyed that. But we're gonna try pastrami and see how that goes this week. All right, another thing of cheese. We go through a lot of cheese. This is the cheapest one that Countdown has to offer, so there's that. A thing of yogurt. We've never tried this yogurt before. We're trying something different, mainly because the one we like was $9.90 today, and I'm not here for it. So this one was much cheaper, so we're gonna try that and see if it's any good. And then last week I actually forgot to buy cottage cheese, which I actually needed for a recipe, so I ended up having to improvise and do something else. But this week I got 2 things of cottage cheese to make sure that I don't run out and that I can also eat it as a snack if I want to. So that is it for the dairy side of things. Not too much this week. I still have like cream cheese and a couple other things in my fridge from last week already anyway. Coming up to the fruit and veg, usually they pack all my stuff into little brown paper bags, but today all my stuff was just in the bigger paper bags, so I had to take it all out to put it on the table because the bags were obviously way too big to show you guys in a visually appealing way. So anyways, this is what we're working with. It's going to be interesting when I go to put it all away here in a minute. Anyways, you know, can't complain. I think this was a half a kilo of red onion this week. I got 2 kgs of normal onions, yellow onions, whatever kind of onions these are. Again, a lot of meal prep going on. I got 2 kgs of kumara. We call these kumara here. You might call these sweet potato where you're from. I got 1.5 kg of tomatoes. I don't really need tomatoes for anything specific this week, but I wanted to actually just get a whole lot more before they go way up in price. I'm just going to be using these to make like tomato soup for the freezer and whatever else I can think of to use up tomatoes for the next wee while here. I got another 2 punnets of these yummy ruby red kiwi fruits. These are only in season for a couple of weeks, and we've been eating them like crazy. Yeah, the girls and I love these kiwi fruit. Here I've got 4 punnets of cherry tomatoes. These were the cheapest cherry tomatoes this week. And those are mainly for snacking and snack platters and to go on like the side of our lunches and stuff. Got another big pumpkin. I used my whole pumpkin I got. Oh, I know I didn't show you guys that in my last grocery haul because it was already in my cupboard. But I had my husband cut up my last pumpkin and I turned half of it into pumpkin soup, which went in the freezer, and then half of it into like sweet pumpkin, and put that into little bags for the freezer so that I can use it for pumpkin bread. And tonight I'm actually making pumpkin cheesecake, so yeah, the pumpkins get a lot of use around here, and thankfully I've got a strong husband who can cut them up very efficiently. And then the butternut pumpkin will be for a pasta dish that I'm making at some point this week. All right, I got another leek. Is this leek plural? Leeks? No, one leek? I don't know. I got some leeks. All right, I think this is 1.5 kg of apples, Braeburn apples. I got, is this, I don't know, either 1 kg or 1.5 kg, maybe 2, I don't know. Pears, back in season, and bananas. And that is actually it for the fruit and veg this week. I already have a whole head of lettuce in my fridge. I've got corn on the cob in my fridge. Zucchini, we call them courgettes here. I've already got them. Yeah, I've got quite a few different things that are still in my fridge or that I picked up midway through last week that I needed. So we didn't need too much in the way of fruit and veggies this week. I just needed a few like essentials that I know I'm gonna need for meal prep. Over here to like my dried section, I've got 2 things of pasta this week. One, these spirals will be for I think a lunch I'm making this week, maybe, I don't know. And then I got spaghetti because, you guys, I was craving pasta carbonara the other day, and I had bacon and I had cream and I had everything I needed to make pasta carbonara, but I did not have any pasta. And I mean, you know, I probably could have made my own, but I wasn't about to do that. Obviously I would have bought fettuccine, but they didn't have any fettuccine, so I went with spaghetti. And I'm still sort of craving pasta carbonara, so this may end up being a pasta carbonara dish at some point this week. I got another liter of almond milk. This is for our overnight oats, which we're having on a Friday morning at the moment. We'll go this way. Soy sauce. I ran out of soy sauce with the teriyaki chicken dish that I made last week, so I needed some more of that. Right down here, I got a big thing of mixed herbs just because it's easier for me than getting all of my herbs and spices out of the cupboard. I got some Penang curry paste. I'm supposed to be making a massaman curry this week, but they didn't have massaman curry paste, so I went with this Penang one instead. I totally could make it myself. I think I do have all the herbs and spices that I need to make the massaman, but this is just easier, and I know this brand and the curries that come when I make these are delicious. So it's going to be a Penang curry instead of a massaman, but that's okay. Okay, and then back here, all these little cans are organic stock powder, and these don't come from Woolworths. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I mentioned either. Everything except for the meat and these things are from Woolworths. The meat is from the Mad Butcher, which I'll get there in a minute. And then these, they don't stock these at Woolworths. They only have like the like cubes of this, but I really like the big tins because I go through a lot of this in winter when I'm making a lot of soups and things like that. So after I picked up my Woolworths online order, I ran into New World and grabbed just these few little things here. So I got 2 beef stock powders, 2 veggie stock powders, and then this was the last chicken one that they had. I definitely would have gotten 2 if they had 2. I really like to have these in my cupboard during colder months because I use a lot of stock powder as well as my own bone broth, but yeah, people definitely prefer the taste of this to my homemade bone broth, unfortunately. But yeah, I do just like to keep this on hand at all times. Back here I've got some vanilla extract. I was just about out of vanilla. Over this side I got 2 big things of compostable brown baking paper. These are 50 meters each, so I've 100 meters of baking paper should keep me going for a little while. I use a lot of baking paper and I just ran out the other day, which I wasn't impressed by. So, and these were on sale, that's why I did get 2 of them. It was $14.99 for one, which usually they're a little bit more expensive than that, so I decided to get 2. And then this we call here in New Zealand aluminium foil. Aluminium, not aluminum. I got some more of this for my like packaging up my meal prep that I've been doing. I don't usually buy foil. It's not something I generally keep in the house, but I have been using it for my meal prep stuff, so I needed some more of that because I was all out. Okay, over here, I needed some more cocoa powder, grabbed that, as well as some baking powder. I'm trying to teach my dog how to carry stuff in from the car. He's getting better. He actually carried the cocoa powder in as well, and he didn't damage that box. But I don't know, I guess he wasn't having it with the baking powder. He's sweet, he really likes to help. But you have to be careful what you hand him because he won't carry everything in nicely. I've been trying to teach him how to carry in a full bag, but he can't. He's a one-item type of dog. Anyways, yeah. I have to be prepared to sacrifice my boxes, but anyway, that's why that box is damaged. And then here I've got 2 cans of coconut cream for the curry, the Penang curry, not massaman, that I'm going to be making this week. Alright, and then coming around back here, I needed some more brown sugar, got a kg of that. Some more basmati rice to go with that curry I'm making. We were all out of that. Some more rolled oats. We've got oats on our menu 3 times a week at the moment for breakfast, so we're going through a bag of this a week right now. Needed some more plain white sugar, so got that. And then back here, I actually got 20 kgs of flour this week. I ran out of flour a couple days ago, and if you've been around here, you know, I do all of our baking from scratch, all of our bread, some usually pasta as well, except I bought these this week. Everything, I've been baking a lot. We've been doing hot cross buns. Yeah, I don't know. I ran out of flour and I needed some more, so I'm stocked up now. Hopefully won't need any more for at least 2 weeks. There's that, and then coming down to the meat. So I popped into the Mad Butcher after I went to Woolworths and New World. I saw that the mince was only $13.99 a kilo this week, if you can see that. And if you live in New Zealand, you know that the price of especially premium mince is like way more expensive than that in the supermarket. On the Countdown website, they were selling not even premium beef, just normal beef mince for I think like $18.99 a kilo. So this was much, much cheaper and was the reason I went in to the Mad Butcher this week. I ended up with 4 big packs of the premium beef mince. 2 of these will be for tonight. I'm making homemade lasagna, 1 for tonight and 1 for freezer prep. And then I actually don't know what I'm going to do with these 2, but it was cheap, so I'll figure something out for that. And then I grabbed these 2 beef rump roasts for 1 for the Penang curry, and then 1 for something else, I can't remember, but I am using these this week for something. And then this will go with our, this week I'm making, what is it called? French onion gnocchi. I'm making that this week, and then we're just gonna have some steak on the side, so that is for that. And I actually don't even have chicken on my menu this week, but this was also cheap, so I grabbed some of that and I will figure out what to do with it. And then I have some frozen broccoli cauliflower mix here, and this is for, I'm making a broccoli cheese soup on Monday, tomorrow, so that is for that. There you have it, my friends. 400 and what did I say? $4.89 or something like that. I don't know, I can't remember now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you and your view, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!